Well, a Merry Christmas to you all. This is a quick look through Boxing Day. Hope you had a great Christmas. Professional chef in the house, so we had a brilliant meal. Let's have a look. Belgian Jupiler League, where you can already tell a few of these teams will have been on the mince pies. Not a compelling market, but Club Brugge stand out. 3 o'clock, and my brother's coming round at 1 p.m. They're done by 3 o'clock. I'll be happy to do a Telegram session for you because we've got multiple kickoffs at the same time, which is really good indeed. 2 o'clock for Italian Serie B, which is well worth following. If you want a quick précis on who's hot and who's not, click on the standings at soccer24.com. Sassuolo, newly relegated and dominating. That's what you expect of newly relegated sides. But Salernitana, struggling. Sampdoria, relegated a couple of seasons ago. Big boys. Used to have David Platt in the team. Going nowhere with too many draws. So keep an eye out on Sassuolo, Spezia and Pisa as the three most formed sides. Frosinone, Cosenza and Cittadella, Sudtirol, and surprisingly, Salernitana are the strugglers. So you get a quick look at this, Pisa and Sassuolo. You now know where Sassuolo are in the pecking order. So you're expecting a competitive match. It's a top three clash, this one. Hence the market. I would describe this as a derby style match. But let's have a look at the Premier League. Belgian Jupiler League, again, similar. Just click on the standings and you can get a quick look at who's hot and who's not. English Premier League, Manchester City against Everton. Well, you know already this top four pattern for Everton. You will know as well Manchester City are about as good as my ex-Sunday League side. And that's with one of the lads forgetting to bring the kit home. Kit to the actual pitch. They left it in the laundry basket. Let's just have a look at the challenge table for Everton. I'll put this into context. I alerted you to this in the Arsenal match. Now, Manchester City should really be a top four. So just watch out for that 0-0 pattern there. Then we've got these 2-3 patterns against Villa and Bournemouth. Man City, well, you can't trust them. The Manchester side let me down the other day. My sole loss. So I really don't think I'll be trading this match at all. You don't know which Manchester City turns up, and that is just laughable. Absolutely laughable. Unless Rodri's back in the team. Bournemouth and Palace. This is going to be a fascinating match of two sides who are discovering the goal-scoring abilities. Have a quick look again. Make sure you've got the ad blocker switched off. Other than that, you'll have to be paying 60 quid a year, and I ain't doing that for Soccer Stats. This is a vital website at this stage of the season. Challenge table, you don't have to go to view stats and matches for both teams. You've got the challenge table in this section here, so you can automatically look and see. Crystal Palace are improving. 3 goals under their belts, 2 goals here, 2 goals here. So watch out, particularly with Eddie Nketiah in the team as well. They could be competitive today. Both teams to score could be a strong pattern as well today. Both teams have scored in all bar one of Bournemouth's home matches against teams below them in the league. We're not factoring, of course, the Christmas fixture list. That could impact on performance. Fascinating match. Will Palace score 2 goals plus? ? Chelsea and Fulham. Don't forget, this is a London derby. So just going to shave off any enthusiasm you had for what is a quite outstanding Chelsea side. And we can now look at the challenge table very quickly without needing to go to stats and matches for both teams. You've got second in the league playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th in the league. Chelsea are at home. Only the one aberration against Manchester City. That was when Manchester City could actually play football. They've got goals in the locker, and they have the unique privilege of being able to field two equally as strong first 11s. That will see them through this Christmas period as well. Old Sideshow Bob, Mark Cucurella, might be absent today. He was absent for the last match. That was a 0-0 against, guess who? Everton. For their woes, well, Fulham away. Only scored that second goal on 2 occasions. One of them was against the London side. Do check performances against London opponents. 1-1. Anywhere else? 1-1. 1-1. 0-2. So there is a pervading both teams to score, keeping it tight pattern, apart from Crystal Palace for Fulham. So watch out for that today, particularly with Chelsea. 1-1 against Arsenal. Other Londoners, 3-4, 1 goal in it against Tottenham, 1 goal in it against Brentford, 3 goals in it against West Ham, and another tight match against Crystal Palace. So as you can see, London derbies have a unique element about them. I don't think form lines can really be trusted, particularly, again, given the tight schedule. We're the only real European country playing a full set of fixtures throughout the winter. Everyone else has the nous to have a break and let that turkey digest. Newcastle and Aston Villa. Aston Villa are finding their form again. It's a difficult one. For me, it could be one of those Newcastle 3-3s, couldn't it? Again, you now know where to quickly find the challenge table. Just to your right here. Newcastle are edging into the top 10. It's a top 10 clash, notably against the top 4. Aston Villa are falling foul. Away from home, that 2-goal habit I keep talking to you about is starting to emerge, albeit against teams below Newcastle in the league. This is another one of those sides who've been heavily impacted, like Manchester City, by the Champions League, like Leipzig as well. Newcastle at home, well, real struggles to score consistently. 1-1, 0-0-1 in a few matches, and then it's suddenly come alive against newly promoted Leicester and that superb 3-3 with Liverpool. So an interesting fixture. Watch out for Aston Villa. They do have that 2-goal pattern under Unai Emery. Nottingham Forest against Tottenham. I don't know how to read Nottingham Forest. Top 4. Superb stuff. Can they keep it up? Tottenham blow hot and cold, but they've certainly got a huge goal threat, don't they? Nottingham Forest 1-2-1-0 against I think top 10. 3 against West Ham, 1-1-1. So there is still that problem. It's only sporadically they're scoring more than 1 goal. An over-reliance on Chris Wood as well could come back to bite them. But look at the performances against teams of Brighton and lower, unbeaten. Start scoring those 2+ goals as well. Tottenham, we know all about them. They've got a real solid goal threat, and they could ignite at any stage. But we've got a big question mark here. They've not played the top 4 away yet this season. Big question mark. So there's no collateral form for that particular match there. Southampton and West Ham. It's a relegation 6-pointer for Southampton, as is every single match from now on. And that is the reason why. West Ham, another one of those unreliable or unreadable sides, a bit like Manchester United, Manchester City. Probably worth avoiding from a trading perspective. You don't know which one turns up. They've only scored 2 goals twice away, and those resulted in wins. I don't know which West Ham will turn up, but they've got a chance, haven't they, today, against a Southampton side who's conceded 3 goals on 5 occasions at home this season. Competitive at times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1-goal in it type matches, but they look woeful, don't they? They were very unlucky with that that Brighton match, they had a ball in the back of the net to make it 2-1, and that was disallowed. So just a tad unlucky, but they look doomed, Mr. Maring. Doomed. Bottom of the league. Wolves and Man U. Well, this is an opportunity for Amorim and his scallywags to get something today. Totally and utterly unreliable Manchester United. I'm not putting any of my money anywhere near them. Awful side to trust. Wolverhampton Wanderers, very competitive at home. Both teams have scored in all bar one home match for Wolves this season. The problem is they can score. They can even score 2 goals. They've done so on 4 occasions and only once, but they actually got the win. That's the problem. That's the Achilles heel for Wolves. Scoring plenty, but not converting. Man United just don't know what to do. I do like Rasmus Højlund. He does tend to come on as a substitute for Amorim. Perhaps you should give him full 90, along with Garnacho on the left. He's just got that touch of quality, Rasmus Højlund, about him. But Man United are all over the shop. Let's be honest, though, in the last match, it hinged on a penalty. At 0-1, Manchester United were very competitive. That penalty from Mazraoui changed the complexion of the match. So that 0-3 does look a bit harsh. It doesn't tell you the real picture. But totally unreliable. They're not getting my trading money at all. Liverpool and Leicester City should be as obvious should be. Superb Liverpool this season. If you can score 2 goals away from home against the bottom 3, imagine what you can do at home. They've scored 2+ goals in all bar 1 match this season at home, but I've got a question mark. They've not played teams below Manchester United in the league at home. We don't know whether this Leicester side will pack the defence. They're not going to under Ruud van Nistelrooy, and he's hardly got the quality managerial-wise or the experience to get this side out. Started brightly, but that's new manager syndrome, isn't it? That 3-1 win against West Ham, totally and utterly undeserved. West Ham battered them. Was that 2-2 come from behind? Was it against Brighton or Bournemouth? One of those two. I think it was Brighton at home. And then they get a 4-goal spanking against Newcastle. And that perhaps is what you'd be expecting today. I think they'll be conceding at their worst 2 to 4 goals today. Leicester City. Ruud van Nistelrooy, he's not the man for the job, I'm afraid. Any more for any more. That's it in the Premier League. Championship and League One. I've done a championship research for members. This is how I tend to organise my day. This is absolutely laughable. 1.29 for Coventry. Couldn't beat bottom 3 Portsmouth. That is laughably poor. Plymouth, at their best, can be competitive, but more competitive at home than away. I still think that's ridiculous. That's laying, not backing. Middlesbrough, at their best, have 2+ goals in them. All depends which part of the league they're playing. So you go to the English Championship, and now we don't need to look at the full head-to-head form. We can just go to the challenge table by clicking on stats, and it's there for you. So this is they don't put the league positions in, so we have to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Top 9 clash. Middlesbrough, this is their Achilles heel. They don't score that second goal that we're used to seeing against the top 12 at home. They start coming alive against this lot here. So I would be very cautious about a 1.65 quote about Middlesbrough today. Where's that second goal against the top 12? For their part, Sheffield Wednesday having trouble even scoring against, again, we have to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 against the top 12 away from home. They haven't scored a goal yet. So Middlesbrough might get away with it today, but 1.65 is certainly far too short for me. Were they playing the bottom half, you'd expect 2 goals out of them, that's for sure. Leeds United have just been exemplary so far. Look, in stark contrast to Manchester United, etc. Very, very reliable. League One, well, the reason I'm not getting the odds is because I've got my VPN on. Oh, let me just sort that out. It's going to France because I'm only 1 hour away from France. It would be nice to visit while I'm in this part of the world. Bonnet de douche, Dominic. A bonnet de douche. A bonnet de douche. So let's have a look. So English League One would be similar story for me. Collect my odds on favourites. That will be my major focus, your odds ons today. And then if the underdog scores first, what you're going to do here, this goes into the My Games facility, and you will be alerted if you make sure that this is on. Whenever a goal comes in an odds on favourites match, you will know. Then you can investigate, particularly if it's the underdog who scored initially. That's how I will research these matches. I'll research them in play using soccer stats. Italian Serie B might be worth following as well, but just know we've done it already, haven't we? We know that's a top 3 clash, Sassuolo and Pisa. So it's a derby style match. That's why you're getting those kind of odds. SPL, Celtic against Motherwell and Rangers against St Mirren, the 2 standouts, of course. Hearts have been putting in some okay performances and they've been winning when odds on. Now you can find out how sides perform at odds on at betexplorer.com, and it's well worth knowing because Hearts perform when the market suggests they will perform. So let me find the Hearts match for you. So you have to go all the way at the bottom here. Last results, Hearts. You can see this doesn't include the European match where they were odds on as well and came from a goal down to win. I think they did the same here or similar. 1.62 win, 1.63 win. That was a Celtic odds on there. So when they're odds on at home, Hearts tend to perform well. So this is an exercise well worth doing, particularly with odds on favourites. Just gives you an idea what to expect today. Note, they're not odds on today. So don't expect a comfortable afternoon for Hearts today. So that's a nice little tool you can use at betexplorer.com to check out how teams perform at odds on. English League 2, again, collect your odds ons. 1.8, anything 1.9 or lower. This will give you a foundation to work with. What your job is, effectively, is to engineer or generate trading angles. This is one method of generating trading angles by using the market already. Of course, the absolute ideal is to research every single one of these matches, but I can't do that at the moment. So I'll see members if I'm free from 3 o'clock onwards on Telegram, because I'd like to get some mince pie money today. I hope you've had a great Christmas. Hope if I don't see you on Telegram, you'll enjoy Ant and Dec's Christmas special with Timmy Mallet and Sue Pollard doing something or other. Not very exciting at all to fill in the TV schedule. Have a great day. I might see you from 3 p.m. onwards.